Hello students and friends. Today's video is going to be on a special topic on C++, that is passing parameters to functions. There are three different ways you can pass parameters to functions. Unless you know these three concepts, then your C++ learning will be incomplete. Now, let's say you have a C or C++ program. You know that it is written like starting like this, and you write the program between these braces. Now I say I have an integer a is equal to 1. I have another integer which is defined b is equal to 2, and I have another integer c is equal to 0. I want to add a and b. You are trying to add a plus b and trying to get the sum into this result into this c. Okay, this is what you are trying to do. Now, in order to write a function for this, there are three different ways of doing it. The first function which you will write is like, I can say that c is equal to add a comma b. Okay, this is the way you do it. So when I have to create a function like this, the function will be created at this particular point. This will be the function, and I am going to write conveniently here because there is no space. It's like I say integer, that's a return value, then I say add, then I say integer a comma integer b. So I need not give a and b, I can give I and j or something. It doesn't matter, right? I and j, because these variables are different from what you are passing. So now these are local variables, these two are. Now here what I have to say, I have to simply say return I plus j. That is what I have to say. So this is a very simple function which you can create in C or C++. The other way of doing is a little more complicated, and it is called calling by reference, and this is an effective and fast method of doing this. Let's say I am trying to create a function called add2, where I am again passing a and b, but the function is written very differently. Here I will say integer, then I have the function called add2, in which, see here what I am going to do is, I am going to pass the reference. That means I say integer ampersand address of I, comma integer ampersand of j. Now what I am going to do is, I can simply say return I plus j. Though you are passing the references, that is good enough, but the way you call is also similar. So this is another, this is called passing by reference. This was called passing by value. Now the third method is like, you can always say c is equal to add 3. I can pass the address of a and address of b. How do you catch this here? You can say integer add 3. The moment the address is passed, here it becomes integer star I comma integer star j. So here what you are going to say? You are going to say return star I plus star j, the content of I and j. This will also give the same result. But the dangerous part of calling by these two methods are, this is very important for you to understand, Not in this particular case. In this case it was like you are passing A as 1 and B as 2 and you are getting 3 as the result. 3 is coming back here. See that 3 is coming back. In this particular case also you are getting same, but suppose by mistake somebody has changed I is equal to 100 within this. Then what happens at the end? The A which we were passing was 1 and 2, but suddenly by address this thing has got changed. That means permanently whatever you were passing I and J, so the A and B has now permanently got changed. 102 will come back here. Because you have permanently changed the original location by address. That means you have permanently damaged the argument itself. The same thing can happen here also. And you are passing, see the star I now contains 100, now 2 here. Now by chance, while entering into this function, had I done star I is equal to 500, then you would have changed this to 500. So now let us see practically how this is done in a C++ compiler. I go and open the compiler, and you know it is a Borland DEV C++ which is available free for you. So I have opened that. Now let us see how this program can be demonstrated to you. So what I am going to do is I am going to open a C++ source code. Actually this is where actually I am going to write the program. You know that this is required everywhere. After that main you have to start with. So now you are going to write the program. You can look at this. Now see that you have defined A and B and C is equal to 0. So this is what I am seeing. This is what I was telling you also in the beginning. Result has to come to C. Now I am going to create a function called C is equal to add A and B symbol. So what I am going to create a function simply like this. So that means I am going to write that function here. So what is that function? The function is going to be looking like this. So it is simply this. So I am going to put that function here. So you can see that when you do this, you are getting C and you are going to get, you are adding, and simply you are add A and B, and you know you are basically passing the first and second into this, and inside this I have changed the first value as 5. That means you have changed it. After that you have returned first plus second. Now I am going to print out the results. This is the first method I said. You can see that I am going to print out the results. So what would you expect? Let us see that. See, now I am compiling and running, and I am giving a name to this source file, and I am running it. When I run it, I got A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, and call by value output came 7. Why it is not 3? Why? Inside I have changed it. But the value of, you can also see that actually the value of A and B remains same. It is not changed because these are the local variables. First is a local variable. A and B remains still same. So A and B remains still same. So if you look at the value of A after it came back, so that is what I am trying to say. After though the value of A has been changed in the local variable, but the original A has not changed. You can see that. So original A remains 1 only. It didn't change, though it is become 5 in the first variable. First variable is different, that's a local variable. So now the second method of doing this calling is called, I am going to call in a second way, that is called call by reference. In call by reference, what I am going to do is, I am going to delete all this. See this, I am going to create add A and B. The function which I am going to write is going to be very, very different. That is, that is called call by reference. So I am going to change this function by call by reference. Here I am adding integer ampersand first and integer ampersand second. And the first value, has been changed by 100. Now, if I run this program, okay, let me also, after returning, what all happens to A and B, and what happens to C, let us print it out. Result we have to see, right? So now, you can see that you are passing A and B as 1 and 2, you are expecting 3, but what happened? You have changed it by 100. So 102 you are expecting. See, 102 result has come. Call by reference 102. But you should also see that A has been permanently damaged because it was pointing to that address. Earlier it was A was not damaged. The original, whatever you passed is damaged now. It has been permanently changed to 100. So that is an advantage or disadvantage, whatever you can call this by calling by reference. So that means you can use it to change the original variable which you have passed. The third method is actually calling by pointers. This you are very familiar. Like you can pass the address of the variable, and the way you write the function will be now. So how do you accept the address which you have passed, ampersand and ampersand B? You have to accept by integer first, star first and star first. Second you have to write, and suppose I had changed the star first to 500, then permanently you are damaging the variable which you are passing into this, and then 500 plus 2, 502 is the result you are going to get, but at the same time you will see that I am going to show you what would be the value of A after going through the function. When it returns, what would be the value of A? So result will be 502, you know that. See, 502 it printed C, but the original value of A, whatever you have passed, it has been changed. So thank you for listening to this video. This is an important concept.